Americans spend more time shopping for a car than they do looking for financial advisors. That's according to a 2014 CNBC article. And you probably, Sean, asked 1,000 different questions when you bought your Volt?
Yes.
Yes. So when it comes to your financial future, shouldn't you apply the same diligence?
One would assume so.
Yes, however.
But many people do not apply that, but we're going to make you apply that this morning, because here with us is Nick Strobelt and Eric Nimmer. They are here from Ashton Strobelt. They're known as Southern Nevada's retirement brothers, or they're maybe once removed at this point.
Eric's adopted into
He's an adopted brother. I love it. They're here to educate us on the matters of finance and retirement. Gentlemen, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
All right, so let's talk about this. Whether you're choosing a financial advisor for the first time or you already have one, there are questions you should be asking this person.
Yeah, lots of questions. Many people think all advisors are built the same, and unfortunately that's not true. There's an analogy that I like to use, is if someone's wants to have a meal, if they go to a butcher shop and they ask the people in the butcher shop, hey, what should I have for dinner tonight? They're probably going to say, oh, this steak looks great, you should buy this steak.
But chances are that's the steak they've been trying to get rid of.
Maybe they're trying to get rid of it. I don't know. But the next day they go into the same butcher shop and say, hey, what should I have for dinner? They'll say, oh, try this steak, or some type of meat product. They're always going to sell the person asking.
Of course.
But if that person goes to a different store, or maybe someone that's a dietitian and asks, hey, what should I have for dinner tonight? The person's going to take a lot more into consideration, and they're going to say, hey, what if I, what is your weight? What's your health look like? What do your recent labs look like? And then they're going to give a recommendation of what to eat based upon what's best most best for you. And
Such as a spinach salad with a side of halibut.
Hey, that might be exactly what they'd recommend.
More helpful.
I am so hungry right now. You guys are killing me.
But the whole idea is that if you go to a butcher, that's someone that has a suitability standard.
Yeah.
And those advisors are held to different standards than someone that goes to a dietitian, so to speak, which is a fiduciary standard. And so that's what we have to look for. Is someone looking out for my best needs, or someone just trying to sell something that they might think I want, but may not be what is best for my health or my needs and so forth.
So that's what a fiduciary standard is. It's the dietitian of food.
The
money.
dietitian version of that scenario, yeah. That's the fiduciary standard of advisor. And so some people might know if their advisor is fiduciary standard or suitability standard. And so if you ask your advisor, hey, what are you? They need to disclose that to you.
Oh, wow.
Really?
Legally, they have to tell you.
Well, they need to tell you what they are if you ask. And if they're kind of shady about it, ask them to put it on paper and sign their name to it. And we'll see what they say.
If they refuse, that's how you know.
That's right.
What qualifies an advisor to say they followed the fiduciary standard?
It's a different set of exams they've passed. For
Okay.
example, Eric and myself are both fiduciary standard advisors, and so we are legally obligated to do what's right and more right for the client, more so than ourselves.
Absolutely.
But not all advisors are considered to have that standard.
All right,
So that's important to know the difference.
The first question you should be asking is whether or not they follow a fiduciary standard. Second one that you say people should be asking, how the heck do you get paid? I'm making money off me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting. There's kind of two trains of thoughts for that. You've got the fee-based and the commission-based. And fees, you're paying either a quarterly or a monthly, whether it's out of your account or out of your pocket. But it's kind of a reoccurring thing that you're expecting each year. A commission-based is whether it's on a mutual fund where you have a front load or a back load, kind of
what does that mean?
You're paying the commission or a fee up front.
Oh, I see. Okay.
And a back end would be you're paying it on the back end when you sell that mutual fund.
Aha.
And so there are two different trains of thoughts. And a lot of people say, well, what is the best way to go? And the best way is just understanding and transparency.
Gotcha.
It doesn't matter. There's no right or wrong answer on which way is the best way to go. But what's important is that you know everything that you're going to be paying, whether it's a fee or a commission on the front end. And if you know that you're going to be paying just a fee-based thing, you wouldn't want to see some big, large chunk of money all of a sudden come out of your account on a commission that you weren't expecting.
Absolutely.
Sure.
And you can have a combination of the two, but it's important that the advisor is transparent with you. It's our job to say, this is the fee that you're going to pay, and you're not going to pay anything more than that. But if there are going to be more, to make sure that you're transparent in those charges.
It's interesting when you look at a statement from a 401k plan or something like that, you might see all the transactions that take place, but the fees might not all be disclosed. And so you have to peel back layers of the onion to find out what are the actual fees in these transactions that are taking place.
And those fees can really, I mean, in the long run, they can hurt you as far as your retirement's concerned. You want to make sure that you know where the fees are coming from and how much they are.
Absolutely, it's vitally important to know. And there's many things out there where people are paying 2 to 4% in fees a year, and they believe they're only paying 0.5% in fees.
Yeah.
And when we reveal that to them that they're paying much more than they expected, then it's quite jaw-dropping.
And it can cost you hundreds of thousands.
Oh, over a lifetime, absolutely.
question.
Holy moly.
Yeah.
So thank you. Now, you both have specialties, I would imagine, in your line of work. What would you consider your personal specialty?
Absolutely. So or the Retirement Brothers, I think that says it. We focus on retirement, helping those who are transitioning from their working years into retirement. Pretty much anyone who's 50 and older is who we specialize in, and we want to help them retire and stay retired. And so they never have to try to get another job if they don't want to. But if they want to, obviously they can. But we want to set up conservative strategies that'll set up lifetime income so they just don't have to worry and stress. And I think a lot of people are in more risky scenarios than they'd like to be in retirement. And so when the market takes a crash, if a 2008 happens again, we don't want those people in retirement to be struggling at that point.
We've run out of time. Want to make sure people know they can email you questions should they have any. Gentlemen, it's great having you.
Thank
you
you.
so much.
Thank you, guys.
Love the socks, by the way. Pizza socks.
Wow.
Hey, if you'd like to work with Abe, Nick, Eric, the whole Retirement Brother family for your retirement needs, they have a special offer for you. First 15 people to call right now will receive a full portfolio review valued at $500 free of charge. Number 702-900-8177. You can also learn more about Ashton Strobel by visiting our website, ashtonstrobel.com. Before we head to break, we have an